Welcome everyone to the Newb Tewb. My name is Jade.
I'm Urzuro.
And I'm Evan Lodge.
Lol.
Shut up.
No, I'm not shutting up. I'm never shutting up. You and I have the same first name, so neither of us are allowed to use it. Why you? Let's not turn this into an audio-only Three Stooges act.
But that'd be fun.
But...
You both know that I'll do much better than both of you at it. So just don't try.
Okay.
That sounds like a challenge.
No, it's not. Curly. No, not Curly. Larry. Because of the curly hair. I always mix that one up.
I think that's the whole joke.
Yeah. No, probably not.
Anyways.
We are Newb Studio, and this is our second episode of the Newb Tewb.
You had some naming ideas for it last time. The last episode was called Welcome to the Thing because you wanted me to call it Welcome to the Thing. And then because you said something prior to it, Do the Thing.
Hey, let's do the thing.
Yeah, something like that. So now every video is called Something Thing.
Something thing? That's the name of this episode, is something thing.
No, this one's called Do the Thing.
No, this is something thing.
No, it's Do the
No,
Thing.
this is something thing.
No, this was predetermined
No, it's
last
something
week.
thing. No. This is something thing. You don't name an episode last week.
Right,
You
number
name the
one,
episode
I'm
this
controlling
week.
the editing and uploading. It's called Do the Thing.
Yeah, and I can still change that. Did you not see me change the entire description of last week's episode?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I did.
I don't even know this was posted. I don't pay attention to these things.
The something thing?
What? Eh?
Anyway.
I am Groot.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
You're not Vin Diesel. You're not short enough to be Vin Diesel.
Actually, I think he's about the same height.
Shut up.
Oh, no, I think he's a little shorter than me.
How tall are you?
5 something, 11.
Yeah, I think he's like this much.
Shit, he's shorter. Anyway, Jade brought up a good point last week, after the show, that we were not very structured last week. We didn't really talk a lot about the studio or even really have a plan, but plans, you don't need plans. Nobody needs a plan.
I'm kind of against the whole not needing a plan thing, but...
Yeah, but you plan everything. You'd probably plan how you're going to go to the bathroom.
I plan when I go to the bathroom, thank you very much. Not how I go.
Are you close enough?
It's 6:01. I'm late for my shit. Goodbye.
7:01. Get it right.
Anyway, yeah. So we're going to try a little harder to be more structured today.
More on the thing.
More on the thing.
Thing?
Let's
Ring-a-ding-ding.
get Virginia to draw us a little character. More on the thing.
More on the thing?
More on the thing.
Okay.
So I'll have
do that.
something to put in the
Padme
negative
right
space.
now is totally on the thing. Check it.
Damn it, Padme, get off my thing.
You.
Those of you that don't know, Padme is a cat, and the thing in this situation is a portable computer.
Yeah, man. Nobody wants all that hair on there. Ew.
Yeah, gross.
So what have we done the last week?
I created the initial concept for the tutorial level of the game, which right now is just a bunch of basically single
Running,
words.
running,
Running, thorn bush, running, thorn bush, running, large stone, structure, running, vine, etc. And that sounds boring, but then Steven makes it a game.
Hey,
then
I have
translate
some
the
in
words.
between going on here. I provide the Lego blocks for the game.
I was gonna say the big stone.
Yeah, I make that thorn bush really thorny.
Good, because it's going to need to be thorny. People are going to want to look at that and think, huh, if I walk into that, that's going to hurt.
No, they don't even think that. They just look at that and go, ouch. Pointy.
You don't have a lot of faith in the people who play games.
I just
No.
No, that's what I would think when I look at it. It's like bush, ouch, pointy. No.
Except for when we were playing WoW and we were in Razorfit and Crawl. Wait,
Oh,
no,
that's
that
bush,
was
pointy,
Wilson.
yay!
Wait, no, that was Wilson.
Wilson also wanted the everything to love him.
Oh man, I remember him and the Barons. Love me!
Yeah, he tried so hard to get that rare spawn raptor. So hard.
As a hunter, you have to tame pets, and you would just
And
sit
basically, to
standing
tame
there.
a pet, you stand there
Like this.
like no, not even like that. he was an orc, so it's like this. And then hearts pop up over your head, and the thing runs at you and beats the piss out of you, and then eventually it just says, "Okay, I love you," and then it shrinks down a little bit and stands next to you, and then bites things for you.
I would just like to point out that you two have done a fantastic job of derailing the conversation about the studio and the game. Jade, wasn't this your idea? Jade?
It's all
Jade?
part of the
I will
plan.
punch you in the crotch.
I mean, it's your house, you can do that, but I'd prefer if you're not.
Yes.
Lodge, what have you accomplished?
I'm still alive. I accomplished surviving another week, and I made some vents for the floor.
In this kind of world, that is all you can ask for. Survival and vents.
Vent survival.
You get some kind of weird Metal Gear situation where you're surviving in the vent.
I thought it was a box.
You crawl around in vents too.
Man, that guy crawls around a lot of things.
Oh yeah, and even crawls around inside of buildings, vents, buildings, boxes, Metal Gears.
Metal Gear. Man, how do you think he has those cut abs? By crawling around a bunch. It has the equivalent of doing crunches for life.
For life.
Maybe not, but whatever. I don't care. I don't exercise.
Yeah, I can see that.
He's just slapping the window.
Well, so a vent. That's cool. What does the vent do?
You put it on the floor, and then I make Steven tell it to shoot fire up in the air.
Sweet. That's gonna hurt.
Yes. Instead of thorns, ouch, it becomes shiny, ouch, or fire.
I would not
ouch.
describe fire as shiny.
Okay, glowy,
Close enough.
bright,
Flamey.
yellow, hot. I don't know what other.
Ooh, yellow.
Peace bloom.
Stop listening.
What did it pick up?
I don't know. Apparently, yellow or something means something to the Xbox One.
I thought it was peace bloom.
No, it was before the peace bloom.
Peace bloom.
Yeah, cool. Jade, what have you been doing?
I've mostly been working on learning how to model using Blender, and I may add I haven't. Let's actually make that. I've been learning how to model the past week.
Cool.
Yeah, it's all new to him.
Hey, I kicked the ass out of that castle.
Yeah.
The way he wanted that castle originally done was all wonky and asymmetrical, and I was like, no, none of that shit.
You made a fancy-looking medieval castle out of cubes.
Cubes. Actually, it was planes. It was mostly planes.
Did you weld them together?
A little bit. They're actually all on different things and stuff, and they're all different objects. And it's not one solid object.
Well, next time you make a castle, it's going to be one solid object.
Well, that's what the shark. Right now, I'm working on the shark, and the shark is one solid object. Using, stuff.
You're dead now.
Usually is.
Stop talking.
I am immortal.
We all know how that works. Horcruxes. Horcruxes is the answer.
I haven't given a shit about Harry Potter in years. And that is where I'll cut back in. The look on your face right now.
I can honestly say that I'm not a huge fan of Harry Potter either.
I'm gonna take my Elder Wand and I'm gonna shove it.
Look, I'm not calling it bad. I'm just saying I stopped caring. I mean, I went to see the movies anyway because they're at the very least they're entertaining.
I've never seen the last movie.
Really?
Also never
See,
finished
I
the
never
last,
saw the second
I
last
never
one in
finished
theaters.
the last book either.
I didn't read that
I got
either.
3/4 of the way through it, and then I had to give the book to somebody else, and then I just had somebody else explain to me how it ends.
Oh, okay.
I didn't even bother to start reading
To
it
be
just because
fair,
around
though,
then is
I don't
exactly
think
when
you
I
have
stopped
watched
liking
Game of
it.
Thrones yet, and I'm not sure if you've watched any Game of Thrones.
I can't watch Game of Thrones. I have a reason, though. Every storage device I've ever put Game of Thrones on, when I'm about halfway through the first episode, the storage device dies.
So correct me if I'm wrong. It's on Netflix, isn't it?
I think it's on American Netflix.
I don't cheat the system. I use Canada Netflix.
Okay, don't cheat the system.
I download shit.
But still,
So
I
don't
had-
cheat
I
the
had-
system covertly. Watch his.
I had... Oh no, I might blow it up. I had Netflix...
Bring your own USB.
Okay. I had...
Freaking stole that off my... Did I tell you about that?
No.
I might beep that one.
Okay.
Just saying.
that fellow that we visited in that place stole that off my hard drive, or off my USB.
That's funny.
Like, he was just like, oh man, Game of Thrones, I'm stealing that shit, and just took it off my USB and copied it right over.
But I had Game of Thrones on a flash drive provided by my brother, and that flash drive ceased to work as soon as I started playing the first episode. My external hard drive I got from school, I had a backup of all that on my home computer. I tried to watch it on a school computer. That school computer stopped working, and the hard drive stopped working. I had this on a second hard drive provided by the school. Same thing, except that it didn't kill the computer. I had it on a hard drive in a computer, and it killed that hard drive in the computer.
I think you have a corrupted file.
These are all separate downloads, provided by different people. One of them was provided by my teacher. And it didn't ruin the computer when he used it.
I got nothing. All I know is the people that have taken it from me have all had it working.
Wilson, not now.
Yeah, no. I don't think I'm allowed to watch Game of Thrones. That's just how it is.
I'm sure
But
there's
if I
a way
watch it on
around.
Netflix will probably go bankrupt.
You know what? Get him Game of Thrones for Christmas or something.
If I watch it on DVD, my DVD player will explode.
So get a Blu-ray player. Those things are, or the Blu-ray discs at the very least, are indestructible.
I wouldn't say indestructible, they're just very damage resistant. It's the Wii U discs that are indestructible.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't heard this.
Oh, it's just they're really tough.
Really?
Yeah, no, I accidentally set a box on top of my Mario Kart 8, and like the box got shuffled around a whole bunch. Look at the Mario Kart 8 disc, completely untouched.
That's incredible.
I know. I'm really happy because I still haven't beaten the last few races on that one.
I have one other thing that I've been doing for the game,
Okay.
or at least in general, because that is as far as life goals go, I would like to be a game designer, just because I would like to be able to say I can. So I've been watching a bunch of shows, like I've shown you Sequelitis and stuff like that. But I recently started watching Extra Credits again, and man, that show was not only really educational, but also incredibly entertaining to watch, and really thoughtful and insightful. It's actually given me kind of an outline for how I want to approach university, at least post-secondary education in general.
Your laptop screen is really dirty and it's bothering me.
He doesn't even have a touchscreen.
I know. Your laptop in general bothers me. It's kind of dirty and falling apart.
It's not falling apart.
Look at that button.
Which button?
Your click button.
Oh, the click button. Yeah. Well, I mean,
You click a lot of things, apparently.
yeah.
So what is his life thing that happened?
What life thing?
What's your goal? What's your...
I just said I want to become a game designer.
No, but...
He had an epiphany. I think he finished his thought. He's been watching the things, and that's shaping how he wants to do the university.
But he doesn't say how.
He doesn't feel like explaining this to you.
Oh, sorry.
This is above you, lowly mortals.
Well, sorry, that came right out of left field, and it kind of left me like, fuck, what do I say? Okay. There was a specific video on stuff to do to become a game designer, and it was really just kind of...
Oh, yes, you were telling me about this, the certain things that you should learn. And
Yeah,
stuff.
like...
Okay, yeah.
I mean, it was just basic subjects like having a big knowledge of mythology and... A big knowledge. Man, listen to me talk good.
You am smart, bro.
Good thing you're going to university. I think you need to take a couple English courses.
Having an extensive knowledge of technical writing skills and mythology, religion, just cultures in general.
So
If you'd
basically
like, I can
just
give you
know
a copy of the
everything.
Quran. You can borrow a copy of the Quran.
That might come in handy at some point.
Yeah.
You know, and also other stuff like graphic
bunch.
design, how computers work.
Computers are pretty simple.
You know how modeling programs work. I think should be added onto there.
Oh yeah, that's it.
That falls under graphic design.
Yeah, it falls
Yeah.
under
So
graphic
in which case, you should start learning how to do Blender.
Oh, also GIMP. GIMP is
Owned!
a very, very good program.
Owned!
In fact, those are the ones you can start on right now because those are the ones you can do in your spare time. And we all know that you've got way more spare time than you need right now.
That won't be the case soon.
Yeah, no, but until Sunday, you've got more spare time than you know what to shake a stick at.
That is not true.
Okay, fine. You know how to shake a stick pretty well.
Well, man, my favorite console is the Wii, so hell yeah, I know how to shake a stick. If you
Man,
need...
I was gonna make a gym joke, but I decided to go.
That just wouldn't be classy right now.
Man, that just does not die, does it?
No. That and what was it?
I think it
What
just
else
made
do
the
we got?
stealthiest pun you've
Man.
ever heard.
Don't forget who's in control of the editing.
But I'm pretty sure I just made the stealthiest pun you've ever heard.
I didn't
I didn't even hear you.
Exactly. I'm not even going to tell you what it was.
You're gonna go be editing this, and you're just like, what the? What the hell?
No, you know what? I'll cut it, put it in right after I finish talking, and put like a bunch of effects on it, and make it completely non-stealthy.
That just wouldn't be possible.
Right there.
Do you even know how to do that?
Yeah, man. I know how to use Audacity better than I know how to use any other program.
Maybe you should learn how to do Blender.
Learn how to do Blender better than you can do Audacity, and then
No,
I'll be
that's not
impressed.
gonna happen.
Oh, you never know.
Using it, fine, but the art you come out with is a completely other story.
Look, I never said I wasn't going to learn it.
You're just hesitant and resistant to the idea of learning it.
Better at learning things when I am learning things in the context of doing it for school.
What?
This is school. That's what I've been doing.
I'm better at learning things when it comes to school is like very far away from me wanting to learn things. I learn things best when it comes out of making something cool. Like, I could totally learn how to program you an operating system if this operating system was going to be the raddest operating system you've ever seen. But if you want me to program you an operating system to get good marks or to school or class or anything like that, I'm just going to fall asleep before I've hit one key.
I don't know. It's kind of the same thing for me. When I wanted to learn, I don't know. It's different. Like in school, you learn one thing, and then just coming from a class perspective, I don't think I could do this sitting down in the class. I think this would be dry, terrible, and boring.
The 3D modeling?
Yeah.
Okay, where I took 3D modeling, they didn't treat it as a class. They treated it as, here's a fun project, here's how you do it, step by step, blah, blah, blah. Now sit down and do the thing. It's like they don't really care about the marks so much as your ability to learn and do the thing.
Well, yeah. You've gone to the Center for Arts, and you did
It's
that.
no longer the Center for Arts.
Right, Da Vinci, whatever.
Yeah, Da Vinci College for Art Design.
What?
Yeah.
It got bought by new people. They're under new management. And
Yeah.
I think that's a good thing.
I know that part. I didn't know they renamed it.
Yes. I don't know if it's officially been put up in like advertising and all that stuff yet, but it has now got a new name.
I honestly think they should have stuck with the name they had, because I just feel like Da Vinci Center of Art Technology.
When you transition to new management, keeping the same old name is not really something you're supposed to
I know,
do.
but just it has no relevance.
Yeah.
Like I can understand it from an art perspective, Da Vinci, art, yeah, whatever. But Da Vinci in the sense of, we're in the middle of Fredericton. What Italians? What? Who? Where? What are you gonna do?
Well, not only that, but like you're right. The guy has very little relevance to what they're learning. That's like going to theater school and saying and calling
the
it
Schwarzenegger School of Acting and whatever. Because Schwarzenegger did act, but not in the way you're going to learn at that school.
I was going to call it the George W. Bush School of Acting.
Okay, fine. He was an even
Completely
better actor than
unrelated.
Schwarzenegger, though.
Well, now you're digging into a completely.
Yes, I'm speaking semantics.
Yeah, sure, that's the word. Fine.
Anywho, but what I'm trying to say though is that has a completely different feel than me going to the university and just sitting there and having knowledge shoved down my head.
Yeah, no, it's like Center for Arts and Technology is a college in all meanings of the word. You go and you do the thing instead of being told what the thing is.
Yeah.
It's like, you want to go there for audio? Go make me a song. You want to go there for veterinary college? Go cut open a dog. That's like, they actually did surgeries on animals there with real veterinarians and stuff. So, like, they make you do
and
what
to an
you're going
extent,
to do.
we do some of those things. Like, some of the coolest classes that I've taken, we've actually performed experiments. Like, the lab courses are fun. Or, like, there was other courses where we made an experiment. We did the actual breakdown of all the
Yeah, but
stuff.
then there's stuff like, I don't know, stats.
Actually, that's one of the classes I'm talking about.
Okay.
But
I suppose in stats class you actually have to do
Well,
sometimes
one that
collect
would
the data.
be it's just one of the like general just lectures. Like I don't know, I don't want to single anyone out right now, but some of the lectures can be extremely dry and boring. You just sit there for a couple hours and just have knowledge shoved down your throat, and it gets kind of dull and boring. Comparative to me trying to learn Blender right now, and I'm kind of taking it at my own pace, and it's more hands-on. I'm actually learning about it.
Yeah.
In a lecture hall, you can't really do that. You know, you can't take your own pace. You can ask questions and stuff, but it's not the same sort of engagement as you do in a sort of doing this on your own accord, right?
That's why I could never do university. I
And
probably wouldn't
I
make
could
it
do
through. I
university
probably
because-
couldn't make it through one term. I'd be so bored.
But see, that's the thing. I always benefit more from learning things in school than I've tried learning things on my own. Remember all the tech courses we had in high school?
Yeah.
Those are the classes I got the highest marks.
Yeah, that's the thing. I've never been particularly good at that kind of thing. So before then, I tried reading up on it, and I couldn't. I couldn't. And then I got to the class, and I started learning some of the stuff, and it's like, okay, here's a starting point. I'm not doing so well, so I'm going to go learn this stuff beforehand. I still didn't get, like, super high marks in those courses, but I did better trying to figure it out while I was doing it in the context of learning it for school than I would have just for the context of for my own personal benefit, because I have very poor drive to do things for myself.
I do
Wow.
too, but so there's just some stuff that's really cool out there.
I've kind of just pushed myself. I used to have kind of a blah sort of feel to it, but this last year, I've just been pushing myself to do things over and over and over again. Every day I'm trying to do something new or keep on top of things, kind of just pushing myself forward. Because I don't want to just do nothing. I don't know, I just can't do nothing. It just feels bad to me now to not do anything.
Well, that's probably the difference between 3 years of university and none.
No,
actually, no. I
it's,
think that's the difference between has a huge game library and a drive to finish game library. Doesn't really play much for games anymore.
not as much. I'll probably start playing again in the fall, but it's just how I saw it is I hit New Year's, like last year I hit New Year's, and I looked around at what people were doing, and I just felt inadequate.
Oh, man, you have no idea how bad I get that feeling.
Yeah, but then that's the thing. That just pushed me. I'm like, well, the person I usually measure myself against is Andrew, right? Like, my friend, Andrew, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've become a bad thing to compare yourself to over the past couple of years.
Yeah. I'm going to
Then
stop
again,
talking
he was always
he
kind
might
of-
actually listen into this, so I'm not going to say
But
too
he-
much about this. I know, but up here, right? And I just, goals.
Yeah, me on the other hand, I see that kind of thing, and it bugs me a lot. And it used to bother me a lot more. And then I figured out, man, none of that really fucking matters at all. That's what they're doing. That's not what I'm doing. I shouldn't feel bad because I'm not doing something that they're doing. Because I shouldn't feel bad that other people are doing cocaine, and I'm not. Or
What?
less extreme versions.
That little bit excessive there,
Yeah,
but
that's
okay.
That's an extreme example. But still.
Yeah, but at the same time, I see someone doing something, right? And I say, I can do that. And that's why I've been driven to try to get myself up to the same point. Is I can do that, so why don't we do that? And that's what got us together is I talked to Lodge, and we're like, okay, let's get you. And then we started doing this, and look where we are. We've actually done something. It's that drive that I just want to keep us moving forward.
Well, I'm not saying don't ever do anything.
I know.
I'm not saying, oh man, that dude's getting married. Man, I guess I'm just gonna sit in the basement and do nothing for the rest of my life.
No.
I mean, like,
That's not what I mean. It's just, what it came down to, right, is I did that and I thought about it, right? And then I thought about, what are the things I want to do with my life? And the first thing that came to my mind, legitimately the first thing that came to my mind is, make that game that we always wanted to make.
yeah.
Because we've done it so many times. Like, since we started way back when it came down to making a character for friggin' Soul Calibur, which I had no clue what we were doing, but you guys
That's a
yeah,
story.
yeah.
That's a story for another time.
Man, we should tell that story.
Oh yeah.
But you know, like, since then, even the times we were trying to make this game or that game or whatever, we were always wanted to make a game. We were always able to get people to help us out, too. Like, people were interested. Our friends were interested in doing it.
Mm.
And that's what pushed me forward. I'm like, well, we have the capability. And since we have the capability, why don't we do it? And that's why we're here now.
But again, you could apply that to so many other things. I have the capability to do literally anything in my life. I have the capability to get in shape, stay in shape, and just stop eating terrible food.
No, but that's not
But
what
I
I
also
meant.
don't care.
Yeah, but this is something we have the capability to do, and I have the care to do it.
Okay, fair enough.
Right? Don't you have the same care? Do you not want to make a game? Like, here's the question.
I do want to make a game, and I think it'd be pretty, like, well, when you guys asked me to help you guys make the game, and the business was just kind of not even
The business
thought of.
that wasn't a thing that came.
was really
in, that was quite recent. That
Yeah.
sort of became a reality. But
At first, it was just, hey, we're gonna try making a game again. You want to help? Like, yeah, I want to help. But at that point, I knew I was going to start school again this year.
yeah,
But I've never had a career, or at least in the last little while, where it kind of mattered. I haven't had a career goal in mind. I just knew I was going to go to school, and that's my only goal. Go to school, get a university degree just to prove that I can.
that was my goal too. But then now I'm starting to get to that end of my friggin' degree, and I'm like, oh god, what am I gonna do? I didn't have a career goal. I didn't have an idea what I wanted to do. I had like a basic, oh well, maybe I'll do this, maybe I'll do that, and again, another thing was talking to people who were like, oh yeah, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want, like, they had their career in mind, and the only thing I could think to myself is, I want to make games. And then it just clicked. I'm like, I want to make games. I want to make games. That's what I want to do. Is I want to make games. I want to do that. That's the thing that I want to do. You know?
Yeah. And I guess
That clicked for me this year. That's my big epiphany of the year. You had your epiphany about like how you want to tackle school. My epiphany for the year was I want to make a game. I want to make games in general, and that's the job I want to do. That's what I want to do with my life.
As far as like being a game designer, it's like it's kind of the same idea as university. I'm really just using that video as a template of, okay, you know what? I don't have any idea what I really want to do at school, so how about I do all that? Because it's useful to that, and that might be something that I want to do later. Because as it stands, I do want to be a game designer, but I really just kind of want to have the capabilities to be a game designer. Because it's a set of skills that I've always wanted to have and just haven't. Because I'm lazy and I'm not very good at teaching myself how to do things. On the other hand, I don't know if I want to do that with my entire life. Because that's my whole fucking life. That's everything. That's, after this point, everything. That's a long time.
That's not how it works, though.
It's not how it works. So I just stopped thinking about it in that way. Because it's just really harsh, and it's a really bad way to think about
Yeah,
things.
but think of it in this sense. If you were to make games for the rest of life, would you be happy?
If I were to make games for the rest of my life, I don't know. I imagine it'd be fun for a little while, maybe even for a long while, but I honestly can't give any projection as to what I'll think. A decade, 20 years?
No, but thinking right now, would you have a blast making games?
Right now, yeah.
And then that's what you have to go on. If your mind changes, you can always do something else. You can change your mind partway down the line. It's not like you have to make games and that's exactly what you can do for the rest of your life. I could talk to a bunch of different career people who started off doing one thing, ended up doing something else, turned out they want to do an accounting, then they're like, oh no, I don't want to do accounting anymore, and they ended up doing some other thing. It's not...
Moved on to lion taming.
No, but seriously though, right?
Yes!
Don't worry about it. But seriously though, that's the thing. You don't have to do that for the rest of your life, but it is somewhere to start. You can always change your mind, but if that's what's going to make you happy right now, I'd say do it. Go for it. Right?
Your Xbox just won't stop eavesdropping.
It's fucking NSA, man.
Let's not bring that up.
It's not. Here. There. That stops it from listening. I just turn it off.
Except it doesn't, because the Kinect is always on.
It'll hear you.
You know what doesn't hear you? The Wii U, the best console of the 8th generation.
I might throw a glass at you. I legitimately might throw a glass at you. Though at the same time, I also want to Wii U, so I'm not. It's not exactly wrong. I wouldn't call it the best of the generation yet, considering the generation's still going.
Yeah. Man, we managed to not talk at all about video games today, except for World of Warcraft at the start.
Yeah, but that's okay.
Yeah.
We did talk about us, though. This is us. That's who we are, right? We want to talk about this. This is what we're passionate about, is making games in general, and, everything that has to do with it.
Bye. How was that phone conversation, Lush?
It was quite good until the cat started chasing me.
Man, you missed, this really deep thing that we just went into.
I was kind of listening at the same time.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, she started chasing me because I was pacing around the kitchen.
She and your other cat have some weird obsession with attacking people's feet.
I know, and I'm not wearing socks, so I didn't exactly want my feet to be attacked.
And my socks are really thin. Actually, most socks are very thin, unless you got those really
you're
comfortable
Steven.
thick ones. What kind of socks does Steven wear?
Military
Super
grade
socks.
Oh,
The socks that you can stomp across Russia with and still have some thread left on them.
man, I should get me some of those socks. That sounded really good.
Yeah,
But
Not
they're
in the
not,
summer. Not in the summer.
I bet they're not at all comfortable.
Probably not.
No.
No, they're
They're
probably
probably really itchy.
Oh, yeah.
they're probably made of Kevlar.
Well, we covered what we just wanted to do. What would you do? What would you choose for a career right now? We were saying, I was saying that, I was telling him if he had the choice to make games, because he's not sure about the future, but right now, if you could make games for a living, would you do it? Would you be happy with it?
Yes. That's basically what I've wanted to do my entire life. Since the first played, it was Mario 3. It's man, this is so much fun. I want to do this.
Okay, that is the first time I've ever heard you reference Mario 3 as an inspiration to you.
Oh, I'm just naming the first video game that I ever played for more than 5 minutes.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
The first game that really inspired me to want to make video games actually was the first Ratchet & Clank game. Because that game, the first time I got it, my controller was broken. Because I had rented it from GameZilla, and the controller they gave me was defective. So we took it home, plugged it in, got everything set up, but the controller would cut in and out. So before I even jumped down off the first platform when you start playing as Ratchet, I just left it alone. And the camera spun around him, and I just sat there and watched that for half an hour when Dad went up and got a new controller and came back. And it was man, this is really cool. Look at all the dudes hopping around in the background. You can see way off into the distance, and there's all kinds of stuff happening. This is really neat. And then I went and played it through to the end on the 1 week we had it rented for. And I was thoroughly impressed, and I was also 10.
Do you have a moment?
Maybe I was 12.
Do I have a moment when it's bam, I want to make games? I guess since grade... this is a thing that I haven't been able to get rid of yet, is I still think in terms of what grade was I in when I was thinking about stuff.
That's still fine.
Yeah. It's just weird.
It's entirely relevant up until the last 2 years of your life.
Mm-hmm.
3 now.
Yeah.
Since elementary school, I've been plotting about what game I would make. I think the first video game I ever thought about was a game called Ninjas in Town. And I would later find out it was basically Ninja Gaiden. Except
It
it was
even sounds kind of like Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah, that's the thing. It was Ninja Gaiden, except I loved the hell out of Sonic Adventure 2, so I took Ninja Gaiden and stuck it over Sonic Adventure 2. Not on purpose, because I hadn't played Ninja Gaiden at that point.
Well, I would hope not.
No.
not in elementary school, at least.
Hey man, the NES games are not that kind of game.
I know, but current Ninja Gaiden.
Those games were way before Itagaki got his dirty little
Revengeance.
hands all over them. That is a different series entirely.
But I still love that little ninja thing he can do with his sword.
Yeah.
Beheaded. Took his arm. Feet.
I can't exactly cite when it was. It was bam, I want to make video games. I guess I just kind of thought, man, what would I do if I were making my own game? I'd do this and this and this and this. And that. Yeah.
I already told you guys about mine, so.
And then again, I also wanted to be an astronaut. You want to know what? Astronauts aren't allowed to be taller than 6 feet tall.
Yeah, we learned that one in high school.
Also, on the aptitude test they made us take in grade 9 or something, my top 3 were like mechanical engineer, graphic artist, and astronaut.
You're too tall to be an astronaut.
I'm too tall to be an astronaut, and I don't have the attention span to actually be a mechanical engineer because some of that stuff...
So in a sense, you could be a mechanical engineer.
I suppose if I wanted to make something really interesting.
Yeah.
But beginning mechanical engineer jobs and the actual... Like, I can't do calculus. That stuff is just too... stupid.
Integrals are my enemy, but that's a whole other conversation.
Calculus, it has its applications, but calculus itself, I just find that
Let's
math
just say
so
I hate
dumb.
Newton.
Yeah, Newton, you jerk. You're cool, but you're not.
Stupid math and stupid physics.
See, now I feel really lame because on that probably the same kind of test you took, my top 3 were something like police officer, lawyer, politician.
Wow, you'd be a boring person in theory.
In theory? What are you talking about in theory?
Hey, in practice, you're actually kind of interesting.
Sweet.
Tech something or other, an engineer. I think those are the 3. I don't really remember. I forget those. I kind of block those stupid things out of my memory because I don't.
No, I know they're complete bunk, but well, maybe not complete bunk because they got you graphic designer or whatever.
Yeah, mechanical engineer. You know how all of the relatives on my dad's side of the family.
Oh yeah.
You know who my great grandfather was?
You've told me and I can't remember, and I'm sorry for that.
He was an engineer.
Oh.
You know what my grandfather is?
An engineer?
Yeah. You ever heard of Integrity Wind?
Yes.
Yeah. He started that company.
Cool.
You know what my dad is?
Engineer.
Yeah, he's an engineering consultant. In fact, if I had the business card here, I'd show you what company that he started himself.
Cool.
Yeah.
What class do you play in Team Fortress 2?
Mostly, I play medic.
Well, you have failed your lineage. Oh, wait, no, you haven't, because your mom's a nurse.
Exactly.
Nice. Oh, yeah. Off the Ratchet and Clank. Have you watched the trailer recently?
For the movie?
Yeah.
No, actually, I haven't.
One just came out the other day.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I
It's actually
actually
looking really good.
I am not very much in touch with reality when it comes to the current day events because my coworkers told me about Robin Williams, like
When?
a day after it happened.
Okay.
I just found
I
out.
found out Whitney. I was on the phone with Whitney, and Whitney's like, "Yeah, Robin Williams died." I'm like, "No, yeah, no." I had to look it up for myself before I would.
Yeah, no, it's like you know what I've been doing on the computer for the past month. I've been playing Hearthstone using Maya and like
Actually, I knew about the Hearthstone bit.
Hearthstone, Maya, and Googling cookie recipes. That's about it. That's what my computer existence this month.
Mine.
Oh yeah, and looking up how to solve certain problems at work because people don't know how to use their computers, and when they don't know how to use their computers, they break them, then they bring them to Staples and go fix it. I'll throw money at you, and then they throw money at us, and we just reinstall Windows.
I've mostly been looking up Blender and some other business stuff.
Yeah, no, I've been very much
Left, right.
procrastinating on what I'm
Something
supposed to learn, and I am about a month behind on what I'm supposed to be learning in 3ds Max, and I want to learn Blender too.
Blender's again, it's not as bad as you guys think. It's
I
a
know,
lot.
and Jacob keeps telling me that about 3ds Max too, but every time I open the program, I'm like, "Where's my previous command button?
You sound
Well,
like
how
the-
do I turn the camera?"
You
This
sound
isn't-
like the Blender users because that's what I hear about Blender users. They don't want to learn anything else.
Well, it's not that I don't want to learn anything else. It's just that Maya just makes too much sense to use anything else. Maya is like, you hold Alt, one mouse button is to pan, one mouse button is to rotate, and another one is to zoom.
Well,
In 3ds Max, you hold Alt,
Long mouse
and the
button.
middle mouse button is to zoom. You hold Control, and the middle mouse button is to pan. You just regularly hit the middle mouse button, and it's to, like, tumble the camera.
what middle mouse button is to rotate.
3ds Max, and I hate it when it does that.
You can change it to, like I said, you can
I know,
change it
I know.
to your Maya settings if you want. This
But,
does my
but
zoom.
then it's like 3ds Max is
Shift.
like...
Shift and right in middle is your pan, which is different. I don't
Yeah,
get
but
it.
then in 3ds Max, right-click, the right-click menu is just so cumbersome. It's split into 4 different things, and I can't even get them to do what I want to do.
right click. There
But
aren't
in-
any click menus unless you do like hit a button and do a menu.
In Maya, right-click is your everything. And if the option you're looking for isn't in the right-click, you hold spacebar, and then this menu pops up, and it's got every tool separated into like different sections that make sense. And like everything you do is at your fingertips when your hand is on the edge of the keyboard and your other hand is on the mouse. You don't have to go into menus or anything like that. It's all... Maya is meant to be fast. And when the program slows down, I kind of get sleepy.
Well, what tools are you talking about? Like your extrude function? Like what?
Extrude.
Because I just have hotkeys for that.
Yeah, no, I have hotkeys for that too. But if I click on something, I hold shift, I right-click on it, I have access to about 50 tools. Just by moving my mouse down a little bit, or slide it over, slide it up, and what I have selected, if I select a vertex, I can chamfer the vertex, I can weld vertex, I can delete the vertex, I can...
See, all our menus are
I can split the vertex, but if I switch over to edges... Now he's got to take a phone call. But if I switch over to edges, and I right-click on an edge, then I can bevel the edge, I can split the edge, I can collapse the edge, I switch over to faces, I can extrude face, I can split face, I can do all the other things. It just... Maya makes too much sense. There's no real reason to upgrade other than Maya is no longer the industry standard. The industry standard for 3D programs changes like every couple years, and it flip-flops between like the three big ones, which is XSI, 3ds Max, and Maya, if I'm not mistaken.
See, how did you come to learn all that stuff, though?
All that stuff?
Yeah.
A bit of Google, a bit of advice I got from the dudes at BioWare when I went and visited, talking to my teacher who taught me 3D, talking to the guy who works at Gagetown who does classes at the center, and also emailing a couple people about jobs. I actually did apply for a bunch of jobs right after I got out of college, but most of them were like, oh, you use Maya? Well, can you learn 3ds Max and then apply again? And other people are just like, no, we don't need 3D. Sorry, the job posting says 3D, but we're looking for somebody just to do Photoshop.
Well,
That's the people. I applied for the intro position in Disney in a studio in California. The only thing that they didn't like is that I didn't have enough money to move there. I could be working for Disney right now, making like pebbles in their Disney whatever Skylanders fake thing. No, I was actually I was applying for Disney Entertainment.
Oh, the Infinity.
Yeah, the Infinity.
Yeah. Wouldn't have been a bad job. I've heard Disney Infinity is like really popular.
Yeah, I don't know, but the guy who
it can't dent Skylanders though.
What?
It doesn't put a dent in Skylanders though.
Speaking of Skylanders, the Center for Arts and Technology, the graduating class before me, had a guy. His name was Evan Lewis. About the same height, very similar hair. The only thing he had that I don't is he had a beard. And you know what he did? Pretty much straight out of the center, he got hired by Activision to work on Skylanders, Swap Force, as like one of the people who was in charge of designing the levels.
That's incredible!
I know. And I don't know what became of him after that, but he came back after he finished working on that game.
Wow.
Yeah, no, he got like the opportunity of a lifetime there, and that must have been pretty awesome. I don't know the full story behind it, but that's basically just what I was told by the people at the school.
Wow. But see, you guys seem to have some weird drive when it comes to learning things.
Well, it's something I want to do. Again,
actually, I just like learning things.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat.
I can get lost on Wikipedia. I spent 2 weeks.
Have you ever played the game Hitler?
No, there was a game called Hitler.
You know the game Hitler,
It's
right?
so much fun. Go to Wikipedia.
Oh, is this like Mao?
No. Go to Wikipedia, click on random article, or go to an article that you like, and just follow links until you get to Hitler. All pages lead to Hitler.
It's a lot easier than you think, though.
Even if the page only has one link, you can get to Hitler.
Try it sometime.
Actually, I can tell you...
that's my challenge for you.
I know exactly how to do it.
Oh, okay.
Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z Fusion Reborn. Nazis. Hitler.
Yeah.
Usually it's not that fast. Sometimes it's like brain, cortex, lobotomy. From lobotomy you go to concentration camps. Concentration camps go to Nazis. Nazis go to Nazi politics. Nazi politics goes to people in charge. People in charge goes to Hitler. And this is without scrolling down far enough to find Hitler at the bottom of the page.
Yeah.
So I guess I've played Hitler before, I just didn't know I was playing it.
Yeah.
It's like it's not that I hate learning or that I have anything against it or even that I'm bad at it. It's just that I'm not very good at motivating myself to do it outside of the context of, well, if I don't fucking do this, I'm gonna fail a course.
See, when I learn
But why
things,
not? Like,
but it's like go on Wikipedia.
I don't know. Like, why can't you learn to swim or whatever? I don't know.
okay, how about this? You don't learn how to do Blender, you're gonna fail at life altogether.
Now that
Learning
is
to
a
swim is
falsehood.
different though, because why don't you learn how to swim? Because I don't want to swim? Well, I'm going to shove you in the pool, and I'm going to watch you until you learn how to swim. I mean, if you stop breathing, I'm just going to haul you out and then throw you back in again once you start breathing. And at that point, it's learn to swim or die. It's like failing, but harder.
I mean, in some cases, like with Audacity and even Premiere.
Yeah, but you learned those.
Yeah, I learned those things at first as part of school because I learned how to do audio.
I never learned Audacity at school.
Well, here's the thing: it wasn't specifically Audacity, and it wasn't exactly Premiere. I had to learn how to do something with
For a project, wasn't it?
audio for a project. Yeah, it was for a music class. I had to learn how to edit something or other. And then it's like, well, man, this was actually fun. What else can I do with this? And so it bounded off.
Okay.
Same thing happened with Premiere. I had to edit a movie for theater arts. And so it's like, well, I have to learn this. This is actually pretty fun, and I'm not too bad at this. I wonder if I could do that more. And now I'm editing the videos for Guest Tag.
Okay, but sometimes I like to just go on Wikipedia. It's like, hey, I wonder what this is. And go on Wikipedia and like look it up. And be like, that's neat. And scrolling down, reading it. And there's a blue word in the middle of the sentence I'm reading. Hey, I wonder what that is. Click on that, make it a new tab, and just keep going and keep reading and actually absorb the information. You know that I read almost every page there is about the difference between hot-blooded and warm-blooded animals on Wikipedia, and I've retained most of the information. Hot-blooded and warm-blooded aren't even proper terms anymore. There is endothermic creatures and poikilothermic creatures. Creatures that use the environment to maintain their body temperature, and creatures that internally maintain their body temperature. The advantage of internally maintaining your body temperature is your body temperature is always the same. And you have a much higher energy output, but your temperature range of survivability is much smaller. But poikilothermic dudes who rely on the environment can function in a wide range of temperatures. Internal body temperature of a human can't vary by 5 degrees without us seeing significant negative effects, sometimes death. The internal body temperature of a frog can go from about 2 degrees Celsius to about 35 degrees Celsius without them seeing much of a problem at all. Go below or above that, and they start to slow down and die. But still, they can function in that giant range of temperatures. But what we can do in our tiny little range of temperatures is way more than they can do in their huge range of temperatures. Why do you think most lizards and snakes and everything move real slow like? Because they have very little energy output that they can put out sustained.
But see, I've done stuff like that where it's like, I wonder what that means. I wonder what that means. I wonder what that means. I don't retain it.
See, I just found that really cool. It's like, hey, biology, neat things about biology. And then what I start to do when I'm looking at biology, things like that, is it actually usually turns into, hey, I want to design a character around this biology concept, because that seems really neat.
Oh, yeah.
So I came up with like a
way.
biological diagram of a lamia, snake person, like how they would work. They'd be cold-blooded, they'd have all these other neat things, and then I decided to start drawing a comic based on them coming from a different planet to Earth, because they were trying to colonize it and then, like, whatever.
Well, where the hell was all of this when we were trying to think of enemies for the game?
Oh, this happened after we started making the game.
Oh.
Like, I actually started that comic thing like a month ago, and then I got too busy to actually work on it, and now I keep thinking about it while I'm at work, and then when I get home I'm either, like, too tired or have something else I need to do. Because...
Ain't that just life? So last week we came up with an on-the-fly playlist of songs. We could do. Whoa, okay. We could do that again, or I thought about maybe challenging each other to watch certain segments of a show, or like episode 1 of a show, or like a disc's worth of episodes of a show, or like a movie, or listen to an album, or play some of a video game, and that could either be for everybody or for just one of us.
Sorry, I spaced out while you were talking. What were you saying?
I was telling you about this, how we could keep doing, we could just keep doing on-the-fly playlists at the end of the podcast, or we could challenge each other to watch or play certain things
Or do
in the space of a
something.
week. Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think?
I'm okay with the challenge.
Or we could do both. Just like at the end, call out a song that you think people should listen to. Like improvise. Like I point at you, bang, song, and then I just post a link to it. Fuck it, let's do both.
Okay.
So, Lodge, have you watched Gurren Lagann?
Not yet.
Okay, I challenge both of you to watch at least one episode of Gurren Lagann by next week.
That's an easy challenge.
Anime.
Hey man, you were just
I think we
saying you
have
can watch
complete
Dragon Ball Z
opposite.
in the background, and it's just one episode.
Yeah,
This
but-
is also better than Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, but I just don't.
Much.
I don't watch anime all the time. It's just not something
Well,
I want to
that's
watch.
too bad.
I'm just telling you to watch one episode of my favorite TV show ever. The
Okay.
show that finally beat out Futurama. And I love Futurama to death.
Futurama's pretty
Okay.
awesome.
So,
Song? Spring Yard Zone. From T-Lopes on YouTube. Okay, Lodge? Challenge. Either for one of us or both of us.
You have to make it past the first lava racing level in Jak and Daxter.
first Jack and Daxter.
Basically, you have to finish the first section of the game.
Oh, man, that means I gotta get the PlayStation. Well, I gotta wait for Steven to move out, though. That's the only problem with that one.
So that one might not be possible. So can you think of something else?
That also involves me rewiring my whole system.
Let's try to keep it to things that don't significantly inconvenience somebody. Like either financially or like in Jade's case, he'd have to get the thing out and like rewire everything in his TV.
You have to download and install Skyrim on your laptop. Install Randy Savage Dragons.
Does
You
that
have
be
to
on the
play
laptop?
for a half hour.
Does it have to be on the laptop?
Okay, fine. Doesn't have to be the laptop. You have
Because
to
I
play.
already stole that off you. It's on my desktop.
You have to play for a half hour with Randy Savage Dragons, out in the open, searching for dragons.
Okay. So,
Alright.
Song? I think just oh, this is difficult.
I've got mine.
Just the first one that comes to mind.
I know, and I got like 3 that are battling it out. Alright, we're gonna do To Be Rich by Tumas Hopland.
To Be Rich?
Tumas.
Tumas Hope.
Is that from,
DuckTales.
Yeah, nice.
Cool. Alright. I still have to listen to that whole album. I'm
It's
sorry.
a good album.
You
But
told me
it's-
about that so long ago and I haven't gotten around to it.
I'll tell you how the album feels. It feels like a Nightwish without the rest of Nightwish. So it's really very, very. It's like
Is
all
it
the
mostly instrumental then?
mostly instrumentals, like the very relaxed portions of Nightwish, all in one. Because that's what Tumas was really good at.
Okay. Jade,
Okay.
what is your challenge?
So, my challenge is for you. And
Oh.
guess what?
Is it...
It's Blender. Ah!
You're gonna email them the tutorials and make them do the first few.
I'm gonna make you.
What have I done?
You're gonna do the first level.
You've sealed your fate.
You sealed your face. Yeah, you saying do a challenge? This was not a smart idea on your part. So you are gonna do this first lesson and make the yellow submarine. That is your challenge. Is to do that.
That's really easy.
That's super easy.
Okay. I just had a thought.
You have those?
Fuck you. To make it fair, because in this format, you now have 2 things to do. So I should challenge him, because he's challenged you and you've challenged me.
That gets you off the hook for the anime.
Yeah,
Okay.
that gets you off the hook.
Fine.
Anyway.
I'm deal.
But next time we go the other way around.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, you have to.
Make the yellow submarine.
It's the videos and the submarine. The videos are like a couple minutes each, and they just teach you how to use the interface.
Okay.
So that's your challenge.
You should email me that too.
Yeah, I'll do the same thing to you because you'll just maybe do it. We don't know.
I probably won't do the tutorials, but
No. 'Cause
I'll watch the videos.
It's the videos. The tutorials are so much fun though. The videos are just sort of boring. Anywho, and the song of the week is a German song. It's called Der Teufel hat den Schnaps gemacht.
Oh, I know the one.
And you know which song it is, so
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
all you need to know. And
I like
you need
that
to
song.
listen to that song. It's by Schandmal.
So the idea for the challenge thing came up because remember earlier this year, you and I, Lodge and I, we got each other to watch an anime that neither of us had seen before. I showed him Evangelion. I'm gonna make you watch Evangelion.
You're gonna hate
Another
it
time.
to death.
Damn. Have you watched Attack on Titan yet?
No, not yet.
Okay, that'll be mine for some week.
Really? You're not jumping right to Game of Thrones?
Gotta start small with the anime.
You like Attack on Titans. You like anime, so Attack on Titan's right up your alley.
Well,
Game of Thrones isn't,
I
so-
wasn't really going for what you like. I was really going for what you would not hate, just not something you would immediately.
Oh, in that
you wouldn't
case, I'm
immediately
gonna do
go
some
for.
terrible things to you then. Just remember that.
Hey, I wasn't gonna be mean about it. Like,
I think making him watch Ava is kind of mean.
yes and no. Like, anyway,
Making anybody watch is kind of mean.
you watched. I got you to watch Evangelion, and I love that because it's so
Terrible.
terrible, but not in like not the conventionally terrible way.
It's just so like everything completely comes out of left field. Like it is left field the anime.
Great. This is gonna be great, terrible writing, isn't it?
Oh yeah, no the writing is just completely bass backwards.
It's its own special kind of.
I'm gonna hate that. Anywho,
So yeah, I got you to watch Evangelion, and you got me to watch The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya, and I ended
the
up.
fuck was that? Where did those words come from?
Let me break it down.
No, just move on.
It's
These are words
actually
that
really-
make sense.
It's actually really good.
The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. Melancholy.
That's their name.
I know. I just thought that was hilarious. Melancholy.
English. What?
Anywho,
And yeah, we both ended up really liking each other's shows, and I wanted to do that again, but I can't think of a good one to make you watch. So screw it. Let's just do this.
All right.
Anywho, yeah, I think that's the end of this one. But like us on Facebook. We have a new Facebook page. Look us up. Newb Games or Newb Studios. Sorry.
Yeah.
Check us out on our blog, Newb Games at newbgames.nb at blogspot.com. I think. Is it dot? No, there's no dot.
I think it's dot.
Is there a dot?
I'm pretty sure it's dot.
Man, we don't even know our friggin' own.
I don't know. I have it bookmarked on my computer.
Yeah,
I haven't
same.
actually.
Oh
had to
no,
type
there's
it.
no dot. There's no dot, guys. newbgames.nb.blogspot.com. Check us out there and hit like on this video and subscribe.
Wow, I didn't even tell anybody to do that last time.
No, I did in the description.
Well, I usually save it for the description.
You didn't have anything in the description.
I
The
couldn't
description
think of
was
anything
just
to say in the description.
You couldn't even just say, "Yo, guys, like and subscribe."
I put the playlist in.
You didn't even put what the playlist was.
We talked about it in the podcast.
That doesn't help.
You had 3 links in the video.
4.
You had links in the description, and they didn't say what the links were. They were just links.
Link.
Yeah.
And
Okay, fine,
why
I
are you
screwed
in
up, I
charge
admit
of this again?
Mm,
It's your fault, isn't it?
Yeah.
well, no, I have to edit everything and export it, so I'm the guy who uploads it.
Anywho, guys, check us out next week on
Yeah,
the Newb Tewb.
We don't know how to end things.
Ending now. Ending now. Ending now. Ending now. Ending now. Ending now.